YouTube, what's going on? Coming to you with another video. We are now at part 3. Now, most of y'all checked out my first part, which was Coca-Cola. And I dropped the second part, which was PFG. Now we at part 3. So I left PFG, I want to say in March of 2017. I did my 4 or 5 months or whatnot. And we went to, I had to figure out whether at this point between leaving PFG, now I was at a point where I wanted to, get my own truck. I wanted to become an owner operator. Now we at the meat and potatoes, the nitty and the gritty. So with me trying to do that, I had found out with doing my research, I didn't have no experience. Let me say that again. With doing my research, I had no experience. Now let me explain again. Pretty much they was saying that my local experience wasn't considered experience in the OTR world. I was trying to do that's when I was trying to do a lease purchase, a lease or something like that. But then I was finding out companies wouldn't take me on because I didn't have any OTR experience. So anyways, so I went and tried to get OTR experience. I found out that I didn't need to be out here for 2, 3, 4 weeks, which is something wasn't really interested in. I found out I could do regional. And I looked up regional. I didn't really know what regional was, and I was pretty much home every week. I just didn't know what day. So I was calling around, just making phone calls. I called Snyder. Snyder was an option, I remember. But they couldn't do what I wanted to do. And then I found JB Hunt. Talked to JB Hunt recruiter. They told me, hey, we'll get you home every week. And we're looking for drivers on a GP account. But I didn't know what a GP account was, or Georgia Pacific. I didn't know what none of that stuff was. I was like, all right, so what I got to do? It was, all right, well, you got to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, go to the orientation. We'll pay for your hotel and your bus ticket. I was like, all right, let's do it. So I took the leap of faith, and I got on that Greyhound bus and went to Charlotte, North Carolina, and did the orientation, and it was pretty cool. They started explaining to me what the Georgia Pacific account was, and they started explaining what I was going to do. So basically what I did was, after I completed the orientation, I passed my road test, my drug test, my hair test, and all that. I was ready to roll. Mind you, I didn't really know too much nothing about tandems. I didn't know nothing about my clock. I didn't know anything. I just learned all this stuff while I was at JB Hunt. Nobody taught me anything. It was just something I just learned on my own. So I ended up going on the Georgia Pacific account. And what I did with the Georgia Pacific account was pretty much my route was, they were still trying to figure me out, but we'll say it like this. Pretty much what I did was in Richmond, Virginia, I would pick up at Sunoco, the water place, not the water place, the paper place. I picked up rolls. I would pick up in Sunoco, Richmond, Virginia, and I would take it down to Georgia, down in McDonough sometimes in Macon, and they also had a JB Hunt terminal in Georgia as well. I would stop there in Atlanta. So I would do that, run that to Georgia, then I would shoot over to sometimes Florida. I think it was like Pulaski or something like that. I can't remember the name in Florida. And then I would go to Louisiana. I would have a load of, I would go down to Louisiana. I can't remember what part of Louisiana. But I would I would drop off in Louisiana. I would pick up Frito-Lay. Take Frito-Lay either to Tennessee, Kentucky, and then I would go back home. And the DM, eventually, I would take it back to the Gordonsville Walmart out there near Charlottesville. But it was fairly easy. Eventually, I was getting home by Friday or sometimes Saturday, and I would, go back to work on a Monday or something like that. But it's pretty simple, straightforward. It was a lot of drop and hook. Very rarely I got live loaded, and I just kind of learned a lot with JB Hunt being OTR, whether it was my clock, being on time on certain things. And with JB Hunt, I never ran no more than like 300 miles or 350 miles, so it was fairly easy. And the whole time I was at JB Hunt, I think I started my LLC, got my LLC started and everything. Business address, got the phone number, all that stuff. Website, had everything set up. And the whole time when I was at JB Hunt, I was watching YouTube videos. Still doing my research, still trying to figure it out. Still trying to find a company that would take me on with the experience I had, with the little experience I had at JB Hunt and the local experience I had. So that's pretty much how JB Hunt was. It was fairly easy in the pay. JB Hunt, I was probably getting paid about $900 to $1,100. I'll say $900 to $1,200 a week. Because I still didn't figure out how to, I still had to figure out how to use my clock efficiently to make, get more loads in. Because I got paid by the mile. We was getting paid 42 cents a mile. I got paid 42 cents a mile. So it was still a lot of figuring out how to get, multiple loads in and keep running. Because, you heard the term, if your wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning. They spread that all out through JB Hunt. So still had to figure it out. So I was making between $900 to $1,200 a week, which was okay at the time. But I say all this to say this: everything was part of a plan. I had to. If y'all look at from part 1 to part 2 to part 3, I had got the local experience. I didn't want to do this, do that. I got kind of, wanted to do something else. Wanted to get into the owner-operator world, and then, I got held up because of my experience, and that's gonna lead us to part 4. So, if y'all didn't check out part 1 or part 2, please go check that out. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace. One more thing, just to clarify, with JB Hunt, I started with JB Hunt in March of 2017, and I left JB Hunt May of 2017. 2 months, literally 2 months.